Hello gamers and welcome back to the RegentsPlays YouTube channel. Today, talking all things Battlefield 6. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be having trailers and gameplay from the live event in the background. If you're a Battlefield fan, I mean, you would have seen some of the clips on Twitter by now. You would have seen some of the clips on YouTube and Twitch. Oh my goodness gracious. I just need to talk about it. I need to get it off my chest. I need to get it out there, ladies and gentlemen. Just how excited look at him dragging him to revive his squad. Oh man, I was watching it for hours last night. Some of the biggest YouTubers were streaming it in a live event in LA for up to like 5 hours on YouTube and Twitch, and it was absolutely amazing. From tanks to jets to helicopters to infantry to destruction, I absolutely loved it. Now, off the bat, I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What was your thoughts out of 10? 1 to 10. Have you pre-ordered so far? And what was your favorite moments that you've seen from the trailers, from the gameplay? What was intriguing you the most? Now, I've been a Battlefield fan since Battlefield Bad Company, way back in like 2008. That was when I pivoted away from Call of Duty, and Battlefield became my favorite FPS franchise of all at that time. This was interesting, by the way. Apparently, you can have like Rainbow Six Siege sledgehammers, which is insane. Again, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I'm showing, but then I'm also going to talk about just random stuff as well. I can't stop watching it. I've watched the trailers about 10 times each. I've been watching gameplay all morning just to excite myself. It was an absolutely incredible reveal. This was go big or go home. This was Battlefield's and EA's chance to get everyone back on board with Battlefield and make sure it wasn't another 2042 situation. I've been doing a lot of Battlefield content on this channel. You know, like I said, I love Battlefield. Operation Firestorm coming back, by the way. Big dub. I'm glad it's Firestorm. I'm glad it's not Operation Metro, which we've had so many times by now. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I've been playing Battlefield games since Battlefield Bad Company. I love Battlefield games. I love the core Battlefield games. I think these are the biggest and best trailers for a Battlefield game we've ever had. Now, I know Battlefield 1 is like a fan favorite trailer. I think it's like the most viewed ever game trailer. It's definitely the most viewed Battlefield trailer. I think it's also the most viewed game trailer of all time. I might be wrong on that, but Battlefield 1 trailer was absolutely amazing. It didn't hook me the same way it hooked other people, because I've always been more of a fan of the modern FPS games. I don't like futuristic games. I don't like historic games. I just prefer the more grounded, realistic, you know, grunt soldiers, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 style FPS games. And this looks and plays like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 on steroids, ladies and gentlemen. There's still aspects of like 2042. You can see they've still kept aspects of like their new era of Battlefield, but they've really toned back a lot of what we didn't like from 2042 and reintroduced a lot of what we did like from Battlefield 4, which I think is absolutely amazing. Some sneak peeks and snippets from other games too, like crouch sprinting from Battlefield 5 is in there and stuff like that. There's sledgehammer, like apparently you can have a ladder as well to like plonk a ladder down and climb up. Stuff like that has like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1 feels to it, where it has like a bit more up-to-date modernism of FPS games, which I enjoy. Now, I do want to say, I have played Battlefield 6. I was invited to the labs back in May, and I'm not sure how much I can talk about my experience personally, but again, I'm going to be talking about most of the stuff we saw yesterday instead, but I just want to let you know I have played an early build of the game myself, so I do have a bit of insight on how the game plays, not just from a fan, you know, watching perspective, but actually having my hands on it. Of course, the open beta and closed beta is coming for the next, well, the open beta is coming for the next 2 weekends, which I'm very excited about. I will admit, I've already pre-ordered the game. I know the big stance on Battlefield is no pre-orders. I'm going to admit, as soon as I saw these trailers, as soon as the pre-orders went live, I ran to Steam, I pre-ordered the Phantom Edition for £90, and I did not look back, ladies and gentlemen. This second channel, listen, I love Armory Forger. Armor's been a big part of this channel. I love Battlefield. I've done all sorts of Battlefield games from Battlefield 3, 4, 5, 1. This channel, from October 10th onwards, is going to be a Battlefield channel. I don't think I'm going to be playing any other game on this channel other than Battlefield 6 when it drops. The trailers, the jets flying by, the sounds of the jet is amazing. I'll say it right now, these trailers made me feel how Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 made me feel. I've not felt the same for an FPS game or for a Battlefield game since Battlefield 4, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 I enjoyed, but I much prefer the modern game, so the trailers, the game, it didn't really catch me. I didn't really get stuck into Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 straight straight away. I played more Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 recently than I did when it first came out, because the old style World War II and World War 1, it just didn't grip me the way modern era FPS games grip me. So these trailers, honestly, I think it's my favorite trailers of a Battlefield game of all time. It encapsulates that Battlefield 4 feeling so well. They have made comments on the skins. They basically said they're going to keep it grounded. So I think there will be skins, but I think they're going to keep it grounded, modern. Hopefully that stays throughout the entire, game cycle, and they don't go back on their word and start implementing Family Guy people and stuff like Call of Duty. I think COD's in the dirt right now after this Battlefield live reveal. Was at one point on Twitch, I think they had like 830,000 people watching, which is just insane. It was a successful launch, I think, or a successful pre-launch, I should say. It's not launched yet, obviously. A successful reveal launch. There we go. For Battlefield. The gameplay was absolutely amazing. It was so fun to watch. I wasn't bored at any moment. There's so many little features that just give you those, like this is what I was going to talk about, funny enough, that hanging on the back of tanks and stuff like that. The destruction I could talk about for so long. Can we talk about the destruction? I know Battlefield is known for the destruction of buildings. That's what made me fall in love with the Battlefield franchise back in Battlefield Bad Company, because back then I was only playing Call of Duty, and of course there was no destruction in Call of Duty. There was no like flying helicopters and jets. That was Killstreak. So when I got into Battlefield Bad Company back in the day, I fell in love with it. I mean, look at this. Look, you can level buildings. Ladies and gentlemen, C4 is going to be very fun in this game, that's for sure. It's absolutely amazing. This is next level stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. You can blow up bridges. The sledgehammer, again, that is straight out of Siege. That sledgehammer looks insane. The fact you could just smack away floors and buildings. There's like randomized grunts and screams from Battlefield 4 era as well when you die. Like the random Wilhelm screams. It's amazing, ladies. It really is. They done so well with all these reveals, and I can't wait to see more. The maps as well, by the way. Some of the maps looked really cool. I think we're going to get some like fan favorite maps, normally from each Battlefield game, like the Caspian Border, the Operation Metro. From each Battlefield game, you get those fan favorite maps that just withstand the test of time. And, Operation Firestorm coming back, for example. Metro's been back. Caspian Border's been back to a bunch. So I would love to see some more maps that we haven't seen come back before. I'd love to see Noshar Canals. I'd love to see Grand Bazaar from Battlefield 3. Those were two of my favorites, for sure. So maybe one day we'll see more old school Battlefield maps return. But Firestorm does look really fun. And again, just the base maps. I think they said there's 9 maps total from launch. Of course, more will most likely be added as time goes on. They are doing a season thing again, just like 2042, with different events and whatnot. Portal, by the way, which I wasn't a big fan of Portal on 2042. I didn't really get into it too much. I didn't play 2042. I think I had like 128 matches altogether, so I didn't really experience Portal that much. This Brooklyn map looks absolutely amazing in US. That one looks really good. The Egypt one was a fan favorite as well, which I'm excited about. But Portal, you can like make your own maps. You can be a map creator and make your own maps, make your own game modes. There's like a jet flying thing. It's like GTA. Like GTA Online, where like people can make their own missions and stuff. Like, oh, this one, is just jets flying around. It's just a race. Then you can have like pistol, 1 bullet kills, like 1-shot kill. It's insane, the level of detail they're putting into Portal. I'm hoping there's like some milsim. As I said, I'm a big fan of Armory Forger, so I'm hoping there's like some milsim type servers where it's like, really high damage, really fast time to kill, like, realism at its finest, like a hardcore server. I think that would be absolutely amazing. Smaller based match types too, like Domination, King of the Hill, Squad Team Deathmatch, stuff like that, which I understand why they're doing it. It's not very Battlefield. Battlefield is known for their large scale action, but I do understand why they're doing it as well. They're trying to really reach out to the core fan base of Battlefield, but also bring in new fans as well from games like Call of Duty and Overwatch, where they're used to fast-paced gameplay. I think having the option of having faster match types could really help them bring in a new fan base. So I do understand. I don't know how much time I'll spend on them per se, but Conquest is calling my name. Jets, tanks, helicopters, the lot. It looks absolutely incredible. The vehicles look amazing, ladies and gentlemen. The tanks feel heavy. They feel brutal. You can level a whole building just by driving through a building. You can, it really feels like you can actually do what you want in a tank, like really, really dominate, especially if you have an engineer behind you as well. Look at that map creation, by the way. It looks absolutely insane. But yeah, the tanks feel absolutely amazing. The jets zipping around. I used to be, again, when I used to play Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, pardon me, I used to play on controller, because that was back in like PS3, PS4 days, when I used to play Battlefield. When I first got into Battlefield, it was on where I was a little console fan, but I didn't have a PC back then. And I used to thrive on flying helicopters and flying jets. I used to be one of the best pilots, ladies. Me and my friends, we used to get in a chopper, because back in Battlefield 3 you have the co-op missions too, and that really excited me, because you know, we done the co-op helicopter missions, and then that translated into our actual online matches. Like, we had that chemistry together, me and my friends. So I used to love piloting helicopters and jets. I used to spend the entire match in a helicopter or in a jet, and I haven't had that feeling for a long time now, because again, Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1, because it was old school, it weren't really the same jets and helicopters we're used to, of course. And then Battlefield 2042, like I said, I barely played, so I can't wait to get involved. Again, now I'm on PC, I need to relearn how to actually fly helicopters and jets, but I can't wait to get involved. I can't wait for the large-scale battles, just zipping around. Super, super fast. I can't wait. The dogfights as well was absolutely insane. Some of the clips from people in jets and helicopters was incredible, which I'm very, very, very excited about. Everyone was going insane. Everyone was loving it. All the people there was loving it. Twitter was going insane. The clips that I've already seen on TikTok and social media, it was such a success of an opening for Battlefield 6, and I'm just hoping they continue it now. We need a good launch. We need minimal bugs. We need one thing they haven't spoken about: server browser. I would love a server browser to be involved. Again, Armor has it, the old Battlefields have it. I would love a server browser, just so you know what match you're joining, you know what mode you're joining, you know what location you're joining, you know everything about it, how many people in. The worst thing about FPS games, when you join a match, you hold tab and you see like 6 people in the match, and oh great, now I have to leave, research, blah blah blah. Just give us a server browser, would be amazing. The UI I really like. I like the UI very, very much. The colors, it's minimalistic, but it's also a bit of flashy. I think it's like a mixture of 2042 and Battlefield 4. I think that's like what most of this game is, a mixture of Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 2042. I like the gun customization using the attachment points. You have 100 points that you have to spend to get your attachments, which I think is very nice. I think the movement was nice, the squad play was fun, and again, like I said, the maps were really, really interesting and exciting as well. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, who uses what guns mainly and stuff like that. Of course, we will have 2 different playlists, one with lock guns, one without lock guns, so it's going to be interesting to see who plays what of the playlist variation that we have. I think it's going back to that core fan base of playing with squads is going to really, really help you. You know, it's going to really help you getting top squad, making sure you have team play, making sure you have, you know, an assault, support, medic, recon all around you, engineer, sorry. I keep saying medic now because throughout the different Battlefields, they've changed the name. Assault, engineer, support, and recon are the classes that we have for Battlefield 6, which I'm very excited about as well. The OG classes, which I think is going to be a very, very nice touch indeed. But yeah, I was so excited. I wanted to make a quick video just talking about it to get some of your guys' thoughts on it as well, just to get a Battlefield 6 video out there. As soon as the open beta is out, I will be playing it. I did have access, like I said, to Battlefield Labs, and they said if you had access, you should be able to have early access next Thursday and Friday. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to record those, because I couldn't record the old Battlefield Labs. I think this one will be fine because of beta, I'm not sure. But if it is, I will be having videos daily of Battlefield 6 multiplayer. I'm going to do a campaign full playthrough when the full game drops. We're going to have campaign multiplayer. Again, this channel is going to be heavily Battlefield 6 centered. I think this is going to be my most played Battlefield since Battlefield 4 back on the PS4, because it just has that vibe to it. As soon as I saw the trailers, I was instantly like, I had goosebumps. I was speechless. I couldn't react. I was watching the trailers and I was like, oh my god, we are so back. I ran to pre-order it. It feels like that Battlefield is back moment, you know, which they promised. They were swearing, the presenters, which made me feel more inclined to trust them. You know, when they're dropping F-bombs on stage, it made me feel like they was proud of it and excited for it. And that just made me more excited for it. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this game a lot. Hopefully, I'll get some friends on, do some squad matches as well. Maybe play with some of you guys if you get it as well. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, in the comments down below, let me know if you're excited. Let me know if you are pre-ordering. Let me know if you have your doubts and your overall thoughts on Battlefield 6. And when the game drops, oh boy, get ready. This channel's going to transform into a Battlefield channel. I've always wanted like a Battlefield-centered channel because, like I said, it was my favorite FPS genre and series. So I can't wait to see what they do. And hopefully it's going to be a fun time for us Battlefield fans. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you in the next one. Much of as always, take care and happy gaming.